investment advice, live market updates, and what's going on right now in the market. Live market updates as far as what's going on in the market. This is not financial or investment advice, just some guy on YouTube talking about the market and things of that nature of what's going on. So right now we have look at my levels, look at things going on as of now, and we're going to go ahead and get everything started right now. Hope all is well with you on today. Hope your day is going well. So wow, a lot is going on, a lot is going on, a lot is going on. So if I cannot see your comments right now, so if you are saying something, hey, Susanna, what's up, what's up, what's up? I just saw your comment. Thank you. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Good morning. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hope you are doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Right now, we're talking about the live market updates and what's going on right now in the market. What's going on? This is UlearnwithRobert here. We're going to be talking about what's going on. And right now, oh, wow. Billionaire Larry Ellison is down $33 billion, excuse me, $24 billion as of now. Right now, what's going on? Larry Ellison, Oracle CEO, as the stock market dropped down, he is down about $33 billion. But have no fear, he was worth $394 billion. Right now, he's only worth $334 billion. So it's nothing to write home about, as the headlines are stating. If you're worth 300 plus billion, almost 400 billion, and you drop 33 billion, it's not like somebody worth $1 million and dropped to $10. However, as it relates to anything, it's not financial investment advice. Thanks so much for coming in, and this is a crash warning update. Crash warning update. Bring you some information. Thanks so much for coming in. Crash warning update. So Larry Ellison is down about 24 to $34 billion as Oracle takes a bath. So people are probably wondering, how does that matter? Why does that matter? Larry Ellison is not going to have any bad day. I mean, because if you look at the Forbes 500 list, Forbes 400 list, or the under 30 or under 40 list, when you look at it daily, you'll see that Buffett, Gates, a lot of the big time people, even Elon, you'll see them losing 10 to 20 million billion dollars a day, just depending on when the market is. But you got to understand, when you're worth that much money, you're not going to cry about spilled milk. Now, he may be saying, oh, it's kind of like you losing $50 to $100. You might say, I lost $50 to $100. Yeah, I was thinking about buying that private jet or island. Yeah, I was thinking about doing, hey, Crafty Leo, what's up, what's up, what's up? So yeah, I was thinking about doing that. So as Larry Ellison is down in the actual wealth, Oracle stock slipped about 7%. So that's why he is down. So understand. This is a crash warning, not financial investment advice. Understand that Larry Ellison is not going to lose any sleep over $33 billion. However, I told you all that there will be a pullback in the market. I told you all, as it relates to the market, there will be a pullback, and we're seeing a pullback now. Also, there's a lot of things going on with SNAP benefits and EBT. There's some people that are losing on that, and I wanted to talk about that as well. That's not financial investment advice, but as the shutdown continues, we're getting closer to November, and some people are going to lose their benefits. Right now, there are about 25 states that are going to lose their benefits. Some of the states are California, Arkansas, Miami, Hawaii, Mississippi, that's Florida, Mississippi, New Hampshire, and a couple other states. So I'm going to repeat that again. So you got California, Arkansas, Hawaii, Indiana, Mississippi, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Texas, New York, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Florida, Arizona, New Hampshire, and a couple other states. So if you or some of your loved ones are in that situation, my thoughts and prayers are with you. Right now, if you're in a position where you're not affected by that, I would suggest and ask you to donate to your local food banks to help individuals who are going through a struggle now. Now, some people may say, hey, I'm not on it. It ain't got nothing to do with me, but it does have something to do with you when people start carrying on based on food. I saw some videos about people being upset, saying that, if they cut off their benefits, they're going to do some crazy things. I don't agree with it. Either or. I'm just saying, possibly if you're in a position, donate to your local food bank because they're going to be affected with this as well. You have a lot of things going on, like Thanksgiving and things of that nature that's going on. So you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with the market crashing. You learn why does it have to do with the market crashing? How are these things relative and effective to the market crashing? Well, you have to understand as it relates to anything, supply and demand and the effect. And speaking of inflation in the market, understand as it relates to the market, we have to understanding a key indicator of what's going on, a key indicator of what's going on as it relates to the market. One indicator I use, and this is UlearnwithRobert here. First off, this UlearnwithRobert, I talked about stocks and crypto and things that are going on in the market, things that could affect you in lay terms so that you can understand. So if I'm someone that you can rock with, go ahead and hit the like button. Also share this out to someone and hit the subscribe button. On YouTube, it costs you nothing. Hit the subscribe button. You're probably wondering what's going on and how we can kind of mitigate some of these things that are going to happen, y'all. I'm not saying they may happen. I'm telling you they are going to happen. I said it before. If you look at my channel about 2 years ago, I talked about gold and silver and the gold and silver squeeze. I talked about the inflation that would be rising. A lot of people did not take heed to that information. However, you can see now that gold and silver are breaking record highs. And unfortunately, I say, hear me clearly, unfortunately, I was right on that. The reason I'm saying unfortunately, because I was right, understanding that inflation would be high, understanding what the adverse effects would be as it relates to that. So my opinion is gold and silver will still continue to rise. They'll pull it back, bring it up, pull it back, bring it up. And I'm going to give you an indicator that I use. Call it the You Learn with Robert indicator of inflation. You Learn Robert indicator. It never ceases to fail me. Okay. Number one, you can go in your local dollar store, Dollar Tree. Okay. Number one, if you notice, they went from $1, right, to going up in price to $1.25. Now, I stated to people back then in 2020, 2019, when the dollar store increased their rates, that was a 25% increase. And my exact words were, if there's 25% increase on the dollar store, what else was going to be increased? Then the dollar store actually increased by adding extra items to their list, by adding, things like $5 to $10 items. What's up, Eddie? How you doing? Crafty Leo, thanks so much for coming in. Susanna, thanks so much for coming. They added items for in their repertoire, and that increase, if you look at it, they're trying to offset their actual thing. So if you don't have a dollar store, Dollar Tree in your area, you can go to a Dollar General, Family Dollar, if they still have those, and see what prices are increasing. Also, in the stock industry, in the food game, what they do is called front facing. Okay. So what that means is if you go in a food line, if you go to a Harris Teeter, a Kroger, whatever, Lidl, whatever grocery stores you have in your area, a Walmart, a Sam's Club, Costco, they do what's called front facing. What that does is they'll pull the items to the front and they'll space it out to make it seem like more items are on the shelves. So that's how you can actually tell some things are going on. Okay. John, what's up? What's up? What's up? So, as it relates to anything, what you can do as well is this. As far as indicators, you can look to see what's going on as it relates to your local shops. When you're going out and you're looking at people who are going to restaurants. If you can go on a Saturday night and go inside a restaurant and sit down, guess what? The indication, John, what's up? Eddie, what's up? Crafty Leo, what's up? Susanna, what's up? And everyone in the bushes. If you can go to your local restaurant and see that there's tables on a Saturday night, indications are that the monetary system is unflowing and there's things that are going on, okay? So, as it relates to things that are going on now, we have to look at a couple of things as well. P&G, Procter and Gamble stock. What Procter and Gamble is a stock that allows you the opportunity to get brands like Vicks Vapor Rubs. You know about Vicks. Brands like things of that nature, okay? Oral-B, they own Febreze. They own brands like that within their repertoire. They're actually up on today. They're up on today due to consumer, spending. You got to understand most consumers are going to buy what they are used to buying as it relates to things. They're going to buy what they're used to buying. They're going to go ahead and buy no matter what, market up or down. People are going to buy, like my dad. It doesn't matter if Frosted Flakes get to $100 a box, he's going to buy Frosted Flakes. If it goes to $20 a box, he's going to buy Frosted Flakes. If it goes to $3 or $4 or $5, he's going to buy. Does not matter. That's the cereal he likes. Does not matter what's going on. He's going to buy that cereal no matter what. So there's certain brands that consumers are going to buy no matter what. So you got to ask yourself this question, okay? Number one, what is it that you're willing to do to shift yourself in the market before the crash? What are you willing to do? Number one. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty cool. Give me a second. I'm going to write something. Okay, cool. So what is it that you're willing to do? Now I'm going to, I don't know why it didn't go up, but it was a poll. I don't know why it didn't go up. But anywho, let's see. Did not go up, but it's all good. So buy things that don't lose value. Exactly. And I was just going to go there. Thank you so much, Marley. I literally, before you said and came in, I literally talked about gold and silver, but I'm definitely excited and glad that you're talking about gold and silver and things of that nature. 2 years ago, I created a video about gold and silver. I talked about how there will be a rise in inflation. I talked about how things will rise. And I said, unfortunately, I was right. And the reason why I said I was right, unfortunately, is because this is the ramifications of me being right as far as hyperinflation, as far as things going up, as far as things that are losing value and not gaining value. I understood before the market and everyone was talking about gold and silver, all your gurus and all these extra channels that didn't even say anything about gold and silver. I have a video over 2 years ago talking about gold and silver and why I believe there was going to be a silver squeeze, and you could have been in position. So you're right, Marley, as it relates to that. So gold and silver, exactly. Anything except the US dollar. I do believe there is a pullback on the dollar. Unfortunately, due to the rise of inflation, due to I call it beef with different people. Unfortunately, as it relates to that, there is a rise of that. Thanks so much, Susanna, for coming in. Thanks so much, Marley, May. Thanks so much, Eddie, Crafty Leo, and John. Appreciate you all and everyone that's in the chat right now. So, as it relates to losing value as well, understand as it relates to you losing value, things that are going to lose value as well. Obviously, you're going to have cars losing value. Obviously, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it's going to lose value. Ask me how I know. Also, as it relates to homes, unfortunately, that's not financial investment advice. I believe there's going to be a major pullback in a lot of things. So how can you offset these things? How can you offset these things? Now, if you look at my channel before, I've had a live video. I was walking on the track and I talked about inflation. I talked about the rise of costs. It was about a year ago. I was literally walking on the track talking about it. 2 years ago, I talked about the shift in the economy and how I believe things would happen. Unfortunately, these things are happening. So what can you do now? So sharpen your skills. What type of skills do you have? Unfortunately, when things like this shift, you're going to have people losing their jobs. Unfortunately, speaking of losing their jobs, Target, you have about 1,600 employees right now losing their jobs at Target right now. Unfortunately, there is, let's see what's going on with Target. Give me a second. I see exactly how many jobs. I think it's 1,600 Target layoffs. So unfortunately, you have 1,800. I was wrong. So 1,800 job cuts on the corporate list for Target. So understand as it relates to people, not necessarily going into Target due to the way they feel about certain things. That has a major plan on that. Also, you got to understand the rise of AI. I spoke about AI about 2 years ago as well, and how it would cut jobs and things of that nature. So the reason why this is happening is because of that. About a year and a half ago, when Walmart announced that they were going to transition other people or cut jobs in their corporate offices, I said to people, I said, hey, if they're going to cut jobs, all these Walmart stores, why are they not replacing these corporate jobs in other stores? I said, is it because the rise of AI? And I was 100% correct, unfortunately. And the reason why I say unfortunately is because no one wants to see anyone lose a job, okay? No one wants to see anyone lose a job right now, okay? So right now Microsoft stock so it's not has not really budged since July. And the reason why Microsoft stock has not budged since July is because of the simple fact, excuse me, because of the simple fact that you have a situation with this AI boom. There's a lot of people that don't understand the rise in Microsoft, and they don't necessarily like the CEO. It is what it is. Don't like what people are doing. But Microsoft has cloud services. Microsoft has a lot of things as it relates to the cloud, AI, and things that they're doing. Now, like I said, the CEO, I believe the reason why it's not moving is because people are not necessarily feeling what the CEO is doing. So my opinion is people are not necessarily buying that stock because they don't want to support that type of situation. Palantir, we got some things going with Palantir CEO saying that AI is an arms race. So there's a lot of things going on with the AR deal. So arms race after a deal with Lumen. So understand Palantir Technologies and Lumen, Lumen, ticker symbol. So the CEO is talking about there's an arms race in artificial intelligence. Understand there's a lot of people who are dealing with artificial intelligence, and they are understanding like Palantir stock. They're going in a position in a scenario. Welcome in, welcome in. They're in a position in a scenario where they're saying AI is going to be a leader. Unfortunately, as it relates to the rise of AI, we have to understand that AI is going to be the way of life. Case in point, 2020. About 2020, yeah, 2020. I was actually in a Sam's Club getting groceries and things of that nature. I was in Sam's Club getting water, getting groceries, things like that. And every morning I would go in there, I would see a guy on the machine that actually busts the floor. So every morning I would go there, see this guy on this machine, and I would wave, we would speak, he would talk a couple of moments and keep it moving. So I got accustomed to seeing that particular gentleman. One day I was in there and I would see him talk. Then unfortunately, one day I was in there and I saw the machine go past me and I was like, okay, I was like, what's going on? So the machine went past me. As the machine went past me, I was like, okay, why is this machine going past me? What's going on with this machine? Is it going to crash into something? I looked down and it passed me and I'm looking for the guy. Like, did he fall off? What's going on? And I'm looking down the aisle. I said, this machine is about to hit the aisle. It's about to hit the edge of the aisle. So I'm looking like, okay. I said, anybody, y'all see this machine? It flies by me. And guess what? It turns just like the gentleman turns. I look and I'm like, maybe somebody got a remote. I go down the next aisle. I look and it's buffing the floors exactly like the gentleman who was on it. Guess what happened? A couple weeks later passed by. When that happened, I actually looked and said, okay, what is going on with this gentleman? Where is he at? So I saw him one day and he said, hey, how you doing, Robert? I was like, what's up? He said, hey, um, as you saw, the machine don't need me no more. He said, I was actually programming the machine and I did not know it. He was programming the machine and it mimicked his moves and calculated a little bit better moves to do better with efficiency. So he said he lost some of his hours due to that. Unfortunately, the rise of AI is going to be a position that's going to pull back jobs, regardless of people like it or not. I said it before. I'm going to say it again. I would suggest, it's going to be very honest. I would suggest if you're in a position that you need to start looking at things that you really need. Okay. You need to start looking at things that are going to put you in a position of power. You need to start looking at things that's going to help you long term. As Marley May said, buy things that do not lose value, gold, material, and anything except the US dollar. Now, personally speaking, I believe because all this beef is going on, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are not going to necessarily be putting their money and trusting what's going on. There's a lot going on, regardless of who you voted for. A lot going on in the economy. So I would say also there's a lot of things going on as it relates to the market. You have Larry Ellison, as I stated before, lost 34 billion dollars. Look, like I said before, he's not going to lose any sleep over that. It's not like you using 1,000 or 5,000. He was worth almost $400 billion. So there's going to be a lot of people making videos about that. He's not losing sleep over there, okay? As it relates to Procter and Gamble stock, you have things in your portfolio. So me, I have Procter and Gamble in my portfolio because there's some products that I actually utilize in Procter and Gamble suite. So let me list off some things, and I talked about Procter and Gamble probably 2 years ago as well. I talked about 2 years ago, and we see they have beat expectations in earnings. So Procter and Gamble products. So I'm going to list some of the products that Procter and Gamble has. This is not financial investment advice, but I'm sure that you have, you or your family or someone you know may have some of the products that Procter and Gamble has. Febreze, Mr. Clean, Pampers, Tide, Vicks, Dawn, Downy, Safeguard, Ariel, Charmin, Gain, Bounty, Brand Management, Fixodent, Head and Shoulders, Cascade. There's a Swiffer. You know, there's some of the products that they have. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put a question up, poll up. Give me a second. Let's see what they're talking about. Boom. I'm going to do a Q&A. I don't know why it keeps messing up. It's asking me to do a Q&A that keeps messing up. But anyway, as it relates to anything. So what we have going on now, daylight savings time 2025. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be very honest with y'all. Daylight savings time. Look, guys, daylight savings time is going to happen. This market, we go back, we go up. I'm going to be very honest with you as it relates to daylight savings time. I'm tired of it. Let's keep it one way. Let's either go up and keep the time up or go back. Let's stop bouncing it back and forth because Puerto Rico, I have a buddy who stays in Puerto Rico and they keep it the same no matter what. Okay. So we have to ask ourselves that question. What is it that we're willing to do? I don't know why we keep doing that. That's just weird to me. You know what I'm saying? That's just weird to me. Just my opinion. I'm tired of it. So yeah, that's that. Okay. So as it relates to the stock market, what is going on? Why are we in a position that we are seeing a boom? A lot of people are saying, well, you don't know what you're talking about. You learn, we got crypto booming. So we got crypto booming. So why would there not be anything that why do you think this? Well, right now, Bitcoin is sitting at $110,517, not financial investment advice. As I said before, I made a video about 2 years ago now about crypto and said everything was going digital. I literally made that video. Unfortunately, as it relates to that, some people listen. Crypto was under $30,000 when I made that video, Bitcoin, and now it's up. Okay. So understand everything happens as it relates to cryptocurrency. Bitcoin going up is going to shift the market. Right now, we got XRP going up right now. So as it relates to crypto, everything happens for a reason. And people are probably wondering, well, why should I invest in crypto? Why should I invest? Why should you invest in crypto? Not financial investment advice. Why you're saying the market is crashing, but why should I invest in crypto? Understand they are transitioning as people are going out of the dollar. They're transitioning into something that's going to help us long term as a country. Period. Everything is going digital because it's easier for everyone when things go digital. Okay. It's easier for everyone when things go digital. I'm just going to be honest with you. What do I mean by that? Every transaction is on the blockchain. You can actually see what's going on as it relates to the blockchain. You can track everything on the blockchain, and there's no issues as it relates to what's going on. Hey, how you doing? This is UlearnwithRobert. I talk about stocks and crypto. I break it down in a level that you can understand. No, this is not financial investment advice. If I'm someone that you can rock with, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing but your time. Hit the subscribe button. So we got Ethereum sitting at $3,914.01. We have BNB sitting at $110,000. Excuse me, not 110. Sorry, $1,110 dollars and 62 cents. You're probably wondering why BNB is up. BNB is up because they added on Coinbase and Robinhood. If you did not know, they added BNB on Coinbase and Robinhood, which in turn would increase the actual price of that. We have XRP up on the 7-day moving average. It's $2.48. It is up right now. Dogecoin is 19 cents right now, up 7% over 7 days. ADA is down 19% ADA. So what does this have to do? Anything that I'm saying, what does it have to do with the market? Why is the market down? You learn. You said that you were making a video about the market being down. Why is the market down? Why is the crash going to happen? And why do I believe that it's happening? Number one, you have to understand, if you continue to put water in a balloon, it's going to pop. If you continue to put air in a balloon, it's going to pop. If you blow up a balloon and put a nail in it, it's going to pop. What do I mean? We continue to have inflation rising. We continue to have job losses. We continue to have all these things happening in the economy, and understand, as these things happen, there will be moves and market shifts. Okay. As these things happen, there will be moves and market shifts, and people, unfortunately, will be in a position where they unfortunately will not, sorry guys, they will not, I had to post this on my community tab. They will be in a position where unfortunately they will not be in a position to see what's going on. Okay. So the market is going down, in my opinion. Now understand, I made a video 2 years ago. It was a live video. I talked about hyperinflation. I talked about gold and silver. I was right about hyperinflation. I was right about gold and silver. I'm telling you all again, the market is going to pull back, unfortunately. So, regardless if you believe it or not, I'm telling you, the market is going to pull back. I'm trying to give you the warning signal, and this is the warning. You're probably saying, God, give me a sign. Show me a sign, Lord. Show me a sign. This is the sign, okay? So I hope all is well with you on today. Once again, this is You Learn with Robert. I talk about stocks, crypto, and financial news and things that are going on right now. Okay, so what I'm doing now is pulling up something. Give me a second. Let's see. So right now, as it relates to the gold and silver market, I put a video out of over 2 years ago talking about gold and silver. You can always check that out. I was 100% right about what I said as far as hyperinflation and things of that nature. But right now, gold has a price of $4,145.60. Now it's down on the week, but if you were in gold over a month, see, a lot of people look at stuff and say, well, 24 hours, gold is not even a percentage. The last 3 days, you learn gold is a little down. Okay, but if you look at the month chart of gold, it's up 10% over the month. If you look over the month chart in silver, it's up over 11% on the month. So you have to ask yourself this question. I am a long-term investor. This is not financial or investment advice. I'm a long-term investor, and I'm not just a, oh, go gold. No, that's just not my thing. I'm not just a go gold person. There's a lot of people who are just gung-ho on gold. I'm not gung-ho just on gold and silver. No. However, I understand, as it relates to wealth preservation in your portfolio, I understand that gold and silver is something that we use to preserve our wealth. Understand that, okay? So as it relates to things that are going on, as I said before, Target is doing massive layoffs. 1,800 jobs, unfortunately, will be affected due to these massive layoffs and pullbacks. I'm sure it's because of all the woke agenda and things of that nature that are going on in the Target ecospace, is why they have to lay off. However, be careful. There's a lot of things going on three popular sodas, okay? Just in, Coca-Cola has a recall on three popular sodas that has foreign material contamination, okay? Be careful, okay? Coke Zero. They're saying Coke Zero, sugar, 12-ounce cans, 12 and 34 packs. There's 2,322 units of Coca-Cola, 12-ounce cans, and 24 and 35 packs. 791 units of Sprite. Come on, y'all. So you got Sprite, Coke Zero in cans? Y'all, come on. Y'all, Coca-Cola? Y'all got to do better. So they recalled three popular sodas over potential foreign material contamination. Y'all, you got to be careful, y'all, what's going on. Coke Zero, Sprite. Wow. This is just in, y'all. So, got to be careful, okay? Got to be careful. They did this right now. Possible metal fragments in the actual cans. So Coca-Cola Zero Sugar and Sprite cans sold in Texas have been recalled. The FDA says the recall was due to potential presence of foreign metal in the product. So they're saying that you can call to get a refund. If you are in Texas, sold in Texas, it could have metal in it. So they're saying Coca-Cola 24 pack. If you bought those, 12-ounce cans. The codes are 490. Hey, what's up, the J Jordan? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So if you're in Texas, Coca-Cola, they have deep recall products on the cans. I'm going to read it out in the product number so that you can know. Coca-Cola 24 pack, 12-ounce cans. The code is 49000012 comma, June. That's JUN 2926 MAA. That's Coca-Cola. Okay. Coca-Cola 35 pack, 12-ounce cans. Uh, Also, Coca-Cola Zero Sugar and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar in the 12-ounce 35 pack. Sprite in the 12-ounce and 35 pack. That is in Texas. So if you're in Texas, be careful. They say you can get a refund as it relates to what's going on. So be careful if you're in those cities as it relates to that. So you're probably wondering what's going on as it relates to the market. You're probably wondering what's going on as it relates to market. How can we put ourselves in a position of power? Can we, is there anything we can personally do? Is there anything that we, yeah, good looking out. Oh, wow. Country Hustle. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, definitely. That was just in. I had to make sure that I put that out because I understood there's a lot of people I know in Texas as well. So recall, please make sure you call them to make sure that you're okay as it relates to that. Okay. So you probably came in because you're saying, hey, I want to see what's going on in the market. Why is the market down? Why do I believe the market is going to go down? I've been talking about it before. I talked about it to my subscribers and members. I've been posting in there, talking about things as things matriculate. So what as it relates to is going on as it relates to the market? How do I believe it's going down? And how can you combat that? I said before, gold and silver is a great asset as it relates to that. Value stocks, Procter and Gamble. People are going to buy things like Procter and Gamble, Unilever. Unilever is a great product, not financial investment advice. They have certain brands that people buy in a recessionary time. Okay, people are going to have to buy gas, right? Petrolina gas. They're going to have to buy gas. Okay, and not that type of gas. If you say that, no, I'm talking about gas you put in your car. In the BG, right? Oh yeah, I appreciate you, brother. Jay. Yeah. So Country Hustle, appreciate that. The J Jordan, appreciate you. So what is Google London? Google London is going to do some things. Google London driverless move means the stock after a 7% weekly jump. Wow, there's a lot going on in the market, y'all. There's a lot going on in the market. And Google Alphabet, that's the ticker symbol, Google Alphabet. Wow. So I'm pausing because I was looking at something, guys. Every time I see somebody come in my driveway or go near my driveway, I can see it. And I'm looking like, okay. So I got a package. I'll just let it sit there. It doesn't matter. So Google Alphabet has been on a run on the second quarter. So what does that mean? Google Alphabet, you have Google right now. If you did not know, Google owns YouTube. Okay. So I'm going to give you some great news that you can possibly help yourself long term. Google owns YouTube, right? And you're on YouTube right now. My opinion is that you would share in the profits of YouTube and Google by owning a fractional share or some of Google stock. Now, long term, I believe Google is going to do well long term. So they have Google Alphabet and they have Google. Okay. So there are two separate stocks. However, it's owned by the same company. Okay. They have to separate it. But Google stock. Google stock is owned by Alphabet. So Google stock right now is GOOG. That's the ticker symbol 26111. 26111 right now as it relates to anything. Okay, they have a quarterly dividend amount of 21 cent. A 0.32% dividend. What is a dividend? Dividend is like a coupon rebate back. So let's look at the 1 year chart of Google. It is up 58% on the 1 year chart. It is up as it relates to the 6 month chart. Excuse me. It's up year to date over 36%. Okay. So if you're on YouTube, if you have a YouTube channel, my opinion is you should own Google stock. Now, financial investment advice, at least get a portion, a dividend. And even if it pulls back when the market pulls back, understand long term, Google owns YouTube. It's going to be a great investment, in my opinion, because you're sharing in the profits every day. Google is the largest search engine. It has a lot of money coming in as it relates to advertisers and things of that nature. You're actually helping to advertise YouTube every day. Like there's some people who are watching this video or maybe watching it on the replay, and you may see ads. Okay. So you're able to share in the profits of Google as it relates to that. So Google Alphabet stock. Let me pull it up because the ticker symbol, I have it in my portfolio, don't know it by heart. So I'm going to give you the right ticker symbol. A lot of ticker symbols in my head, but I want to give you this. Give me a second. Google Alphabet. That's Class A. That's GOOGL. GOOGL. That's the Class A stock. GOOGL Class A stock. And what is Class A and Class B? Class A allows you the opportunity to have voting rights. So Class A shares are kind of like going to a concert sitting on the floor seats versus going to a concert sitting in the stands. Yeah, you're at the concert, or going to a basketball game sitting on the floor, going to a football game sitting at the 50-yard line, or sitting up in where the lights are. So that's my opinion, because you have voting rights long term. Now, most people are probably saying, well, I may own one share of Google, so why would that matter? Well, my opinion, just because you own one share or less than one share now does not mean long term that you won't own more. So my opinion is setting yourself up to win long term. So Class A is where I go. Do I have Class B as well? Yeah, but I like Class A. Okay. So a lot of people are saying Google stock to 230. Long term, I think Google's a great buy. As the market pulls back, I think that there will be a pullback on a lot of stocks, just like we had in 2020, just like we had in 2018, just like we had in 2007. There's going to be a major pullback. So if you are in a position and you don't have just the basic necessities, cereal. I know who likes cereal. I ain't gonna say the person's name who likes cereal, but I know who got cereal in their refrigerator. I know who got cereal, excuse me, at their house. I know who got cereal. So one of the people in here, I'm not gonna say your name unless you say it, but they like cereal, and it's not a pun against them. They know we cool, okay? So there's a lot of things going on as it relates to the market as well. They had a crypto related platform. Even with this shutdown, they had a crypto related event as it relates to what's going on in crypto. You got to understand, behind the scenes, there are still things moving in position. So my opinion is long term. I talked about Bitcoin when it was under $30,000. I talked about Bitcoin. I said, hey, you have to understand that when it relates to the actual, I'm sorry, y'all, as it relates to, let me pull it up, Bitcoin, $110,000 and $133.49. I talked about Bitcoin when it was under $30,000. There's a short on it. There's a video on it. I got the receipts. Okay. There's a lot of your gurus and people that's saying, oh, crypto's not this, crypto's not the way. And guess what? I talked about it prior to 3 years plus. I talked about Robinhood. I talked about Robinhood being the best value for new investors as it relates to investing in stocks. A lot of your gurus said Robinhood was not the right thing or not the right play. They hated it. Guess what? Now the gurus are telling you to buy Robinhood stock. I talked about Robinhood stock when it was under $8 a share. A lot of your gurus are talking about Rocket Labs. Rocket Labs. I talked about Rocket Labs, and Rocket Labs was under $5 a share. What am I saying? Why am I mentioning this information? Why does it seem as though, hey, you learn, are you trying to are you trying to gloat? No, I'm not trying to gloat. What I'm saying to you is I am above the trend before it happens. Now you're probably wondering, you learn, how are you above the trends before it happens? Now it may hurt some of you with me saying this. It may help some of you when saying this. Some of you may say, okay, cool. Okay. Either way it goes, this is my opinion. This is my belief. Okay. As it relates to how I know things, it's called prayer. The Lord tells me things. I listen, and it pretty much seems to pan out. It's not been wrong. Now, I always say it's not financial investment advice. It's spiritual advice, the Lord's advice. But if you're not a believer, it's okay. You still can rock with me on this channel. It's all good. But understand, I'm standing 10 toes down. Yeah, I know we got 2 toes, but I'm saying 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? Like I got 10 toes on my belief, okay? So understand that. So what's going on right now? Ford takes a move in the upward position, okay? Ford, stock pulls up. But as it relates to Ford stock, it goes up. But it has a Novelis fire. It had about $1.5 billion loss in that. So my opinion, a lot of people like American made products, the Ford Mustang, the Ford products, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people like those Ford products. My opinion is, as I said, Ford will pull back. Okay. Ford will pull back. However, because it's by American made, I don't have a problem with Ford stock at all. I don't have a problem with it. Right now, let's see what's going on with the stock. See where it's at right now. Ford, the ticker symbol is F, as in Frank. Ford is sitting at $13.64 right now. It's up 10% due to beating earnings expectations. Is up. So if you're looking at year to date, Ford is up only $10.45%. If you're looking at the last 5 days, 10.45. So it has a dip, had a dip, and it is up due to that. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I don't like the debt Ford has. Ford has a lot of debt on it, like GE. I don't like the debt Ford has. So my opinion is this: because Ford has a lot of debt, I'm not, I'm not necessarily liking it for the move. I'm liking it because it's a U.S. company. That's all I'm saying. I liking it because it's a great value, in my opinion. Ford, don't come for me. If you want to give me a Ford Mustang, still don't come for me. But I like it as it relates to its brand of being a U.S. company. I'm kind of loyal when it comes to certain things. So some people are not loyal, but I'm kind of loyal when it comes to certain things. But hey, but I talked about inflation. Inflation hits 3%. You got to understand, y'all. The CPA report. It was trying to come up. What is that? Consumer Price Index report. It's saying that it hit 3%. But I'm gonna be very honest with you, y'all. Look, inflation is about 12 to 15%. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. Inflation is about 12 to 15% in unrealized costs. There are some things that they took out of the inflation report that does not necessarily suffice in the actual reporting long term. And that was due to prior administration. This is not about political, but as it relates to inflation and it relates to a recession. The recession terms were two negative effects of GDP, gross domestic product, and it pulls back to a recession. I said before, when the other regime was in office, there was a recession. Understand, nobody's going to say to you, hey, I'm trying to get back in office. We're in a recession. They weren't going to say that because that would have been detrimental to them getting in office or trying to get in office. So this is not about politics, but understand, you have to understand. As I say, I'm going to give you the UlearnwithRobert method of valuing inflation. If you go into your local dollar store, Dollar Tree, you'll probably notice that there are a lot of products that are over $1, right? I remember when it went up to $1.25. That's 25% increase. Now it's $1.50. That's a 50% increase. But understand this. It's more than a 50% increase because in between those, they added extra products that would actually say, we're going to add extra products, $5, $10 products. So it's no longer a dollar store. That's a key indicator. Your Family Dollars, your Dollar Generals, if you're in those areas that have those are key indicators of where the market is. Okay. If you go to a restaurant, and you go sit down in a restaurant and you notice on a Saturday there's not a lot of people, that's a key indication of where inflation really is. If you're going out to Disney, Universal Studios, these theme parks, and there's not a lot of people there, that's an indication of where inflation truly is. If you go into your uptown places or downtown, wherever you want to call it, where you are, and you notice the consumer or the tourism is not there, that's a key indication of where inflation is. If you can just jump on a plane and you ain't waiting, key indication, inflation is where it is. A lot of people are not going to be traveling as it relates to that. Understand, you have prices like fish, meat, eggs surge about 5% of the past year. Y'all, I just literally said that. So within the food index, you got meat, poultry, fish, eggs surge 5% in the past year. So the beverages increased 5.3%, while energy is up 5%. Natural gas is up 11%. I literally said the CPI numbers. The CPI numbers saying it's up 3%, but it does not reflect true inflation. I'm just looking at something and it pretty much proved my point. Understand certain things that are not in the key matrix of inflation is not necessarily shown then. Okay. Understand that. So inflation is up and it will continue to go up. Understand. I want y'all to understand this. Okay. I want you to look at 20 products in your home, like little cheap products. Turn it around and look on the back of the product. And it probably will say made in China. Okay, even if it doesn't, understand the U.S. is the manufacturing capital of the world. Understand that. Okay, we don't manufacture it; we actually assemble. So if you look, there's not assembly lines. I mean, there's not manufacturing lines. There are assembly lines. We get products from overseas and we put it together. Then we say it's made here. Understand at the raw consumable goods, understand that as it relates to raw goods and where we are, you have to understand that the only way that you're going to understand what's really going on is you're picking a fight with other places that are saying, hey, we're giving you goods. Okay. Hey, I don't like the cost of these goods. Hey, we're going to go up in the price. Hey, we're going to go up in the price. And the only person that loses are the people. You can go up to 5,000%. You can go up whatever they go. Understand the only people that lose are the people. People lose when they increase prices because the back end price is going to reflect in your pocket. That's how I knew inflation would happen. Okay, so India is to cut Russian oil purchases. U.S. to slash their ordeal because they are trying to reach a trade deal. Understand, Brazil, Russia, India, South America, and China are in the BRICS nations alliance. So even though this whole situation is happening, understand that. Okay, got something to tell you. Okay, so let's just say you're with your cousins, right? Now your cousin them, right? You're with your cousins, right? And you're hanging out with your cousins and them, and somebody wants to get beef with y'all. It may be your friend from down the street. When you were younger, y'all. When we were younger, okay? Now, here's the question I have to ask for you. Are you going to be loyal to your family members or your friend? 9 times out of 10, you're going to be loyal to your family members first. Okay, 9 times out of 10. You're not going to let nobody hurt your family members, even if you don't like them. You're not going to let nobody hurt your family members. What does this have to do with this India to cut Russian oil purchases? Understand, their allegiance are still with the other countries. Just my opinion, not financial investment advice. So that, in my opinion, is a lot going on. Even though if we reach a deal, there's things that are going on, okay? So we have some things that are going on in the economy. Rare earth makes a gain. Understand, I said before. I said before in a live, I talked about, things that we are utilizing as it relates to medication, things that go into medications. The things that are going to medications, y'all, you got to understand the things that go in medication, it comes from India and China. Most of those active ingredients that are in medications comes from India and China. I mentioned that over 2 years ago. Rare earth minerals. I mentioned that when it comes to the EV plays, you're going to need those. You're going to need those in your phones that you're watching me on, in your TVs, and things that go boom. You need those rare earth minerals in those things. Okay, so understand as it relates to that, the U.S. Listed companies related to the rare earth supply chain, and it climbed. So understand U.S. related things. So China pretty much dominates that field as it relates to that. But we're getting back in a position that is going to help us as it relates to the rare earth minerals. Okay. So Neocorp, not financial investment advice, they're up about 20%. Okay. Energy fuels up about 7%. USA rare earth up about 14%. Pertula resources up about 7%. MP resources 2%. And Canada's Lithium Americas are up about 2%. How are they up? Because people are more or less trying to push themselves in a position to get more rare earths in the U.S. So that's what's going on as it relates to rare earths. But you're probably wondering, why is this have anything to do with the market falling? How does this have anything to do with this? You learn. I came here because I wanted you to talk about the market falling and the market going down. Understand, y'all, if you can't buy anything, if you go in the grocery store and spend $100 and $100 gets you 4 or 5 items, and it used to get you 8 to 10 items, understand there's going to be less things that you do. Okay? Understand that. So as it relates to the market, we have to understand that all these back and forth, I need to get up my street cred. John, you a trip. But as it relates to anything, you got to understand, as this back and forth banter goes on, it only hurts the people. Okay, and I'm not trying to be political. I'm not for or against any policies and procedures of what's going on with any person. But I'm telling you all, this is going to cause a collapse. Okay. So there's a lot going on as it relates to CEO of Wells Fargo and Pfizer. They're pretty much talking about the U.S. could lose its edge of China without innovation. So what are they saying? AI is busting up, right? If you looked at any of the robots in China, they're more advanced than our robots right now. But the Wells Fargo Charlie Schwartz said the AI is boosting productivity, but will likely reduce the workforce size. I literally just said that earlier. AI will reduce the workforce size. I said that 2 years ago, that AI will reduce the workforce size, and people thought I was just, woo, but now you're seeing it. Fire CEO Alberta Burla said China is closing the biotech and pharmaceutical gap rapidly. Okay, so understand, with the rise of AI, there's some things that are happening. So they actually spoke at CNBC's inaugural Invest in America forum. So they had a forum, and that's when they have. So when is the collapse happening? It's actually happening now, brother. John, it's actually happening now. If you think about it, I'm gonna ask you a question. Your $100 that you went to the grocery store, your $100 this time last year or 2 years ago, were you able to buy more 2 years ago? Or are you able to buy more now? Another thing, understand, I don't necessarily listen to his music, but Jay-Z said, when people beef, ain't nobody win. Nobody wins when family beefs. Nobody wins. So understand, as it relates to beefing back and forth with, you got to understand, America, we're in 37. And the reason I say we're, because we're all in this together. We're in $37 trillion worth of debt. Okay? $37 trillion, almost 40. understand the interest alone is over $1 trillion. So there has to be a we got to get some money type scenario. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but, you know, when you get to a certain dollar amount in your, you know, okay, I see what you're saying. I was understanding what you were saying, but you got to understand everything happens in increments, not financial investment advice. But you have to understand, you know, okay. Do you remember about 2 years ago when people couldn't necessarily uh, get their flight back and flights were down and things of that nature? Remember that? Remember when flights were down and I'd rather have private disputes turn into. Now, I'm gonna be honest, John. I understand your sentiment. Uh, I don't curse or anything like that on the channel. I understand exactly what you're saying, though. I understand exactly what you're saying. I only deleted it because it had some cursing in it. And other than that, I understand exactly what you're saying, though, John. Don't think I'm, against what you said. I just don't curse on the channel, okay? So, as it relates to anything, you have to understand, CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike was down, okay? And I told my members about CrowdStrike when it went down. And my exact words were, and CrowdStrike, you probably don't know what CrowdStrike is. CrowdStrike is a company that actually helps as it relates to uh, cybersecurity, okay, and cloud services. And when the actual market went down, you had internet outages, you had all this stuff. And I'm answering your question, John, okay? So don't think I'm answering your question. Just follow me, okay? So all these internet outages and things of that nature. Planes couldn't fly and things like that. Everybody had blue screens and couldn't log into certain accounts. Understand everything's about a test, okay? But I said to my members that CrowdStrike 2 years ago was going to be a good investment. Then I said it's not financial investment advice, but I'm up over 90%. Let me see, to be exact, 91.8% on CrowdStrike, okay? Now, that's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. And the reason why I say it's a good and bad thing is this. Cybersecurity is going to be a major threat. It's going to happen. You got to understand, all these things were out, a couple days ago? Things are happening little by little. People couldn't log into Hulu, and there was issues with even the platform we're on and all these other platforms. Coinbase, there was a lot of outages that happened. Understand, that's the start of a fall. I don't know if you, played with dominoes growing up. I did. Or played with cards and you start stacking the cards, or even the game Jenga. You start to see the collapse. I'm actually learning how to. Okay. Well, John, um, I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I don't know why you want to do that, but as it relates to anything, John, understand we have to put ourselves in a position to think long term. Okay. So what type of situations are we uh, going to be in as it relates to things pulling back? Okay. What type of situations are we going to be in? Okay. As it relates to things like that happening. Okay. Okay. Ask the question. What if things pull back, is that going to help you? It's not going to help you. Like, I was right about gold and silver. It helped me, but it ain't helping everybody else unless people listen. Understand, the only person wins in that is ego. Okay. Understand, ego is the only thing that wins in that situation. Now, uh, I don't agree with certain things people do. I understand people are mad based on everything that's going on in the market. I understand people are mad based on, how the market is uh, is is pulling back. I understand people are mad based upon the current administration, but we have to ask ourselves this question: Who is it? Okay, I see what you're doing now. Okay, cool. I hear you. Hold on. Do 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 ABC. Easy as one, two, three. So y'all, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. What is it that you believe long term the market will go? If you believe the market is going to be up long term, put one in the chat. If you believe the market is going to go up long term, put one in the chat. Put one in the chat. You retracted the stock market and crypto market. Let's just talk about the stock market for right now, and then we'll talk about the crypto. So if you believe the market is going to pull back, stock market is going to pull back, press one in the chat. Press one in the chat. Okay, one. Okay, cool. If you believe the market is not going to pull back, press two in the chat if that's what you believe. All right. John, nah for what? You don't believe it's going to pull back, or you believe it's going to pull back? Which one? Which one is it, brother? Which one is it? Two. Okay. So you don't believe it's going to pull back. Okay. It's funny that I did a video and, you know, I'm going to say it like this. I was 100% accurate with what I said, but I'm trying to help people out before a pullback happens. Okay. Unfortunately, you have to understand everyone is being forced in this ecosystem of digital. Okay. Now, I don't know how old you are, John. However, you have to understand as it relates to age. I remember when checks wasn't really, you know, whatever. I remember debit cards and things of that nature. But you have to ask yourself this question, okay? Number one. Number one question to ask yourself: Are you okay with your portfolio pulling back? Okay, cool. 27. Okay, cool. So, John, are you okay with your portfolio pulling back during the market? And just curious, what would you do if your portfolio pulls back? And Hash, welcome in, by the way. John, I may not agree with your comments, but, I appreciate you participating. The J, Country Hustle, uh, Marley May, Eddie, Susanna, everyone who's in the chat, appreciate it. Oh, okay, cool. So how many vending machines do you have, John? Just curious. How many vending machines do you have? Just curious. And how long have you been doing vending machines, John? 35. Cool. I'm not mad at you. So let me ask you this question. Based upon you going to Costco or Sam's Club or wherever you are, haven't you noticed there's been, okay, cool, congrats. Have you noticed there's been a increase in the actual price of consumer goods and services? Have you noticed that as it relates to that, John? So because you go to Costco and things of that nature, are you currently still running your business, or you have other people running your business for you? And John, just curious, just out of uh just giggles, what is your current ROI? Just curious. Just curious. Yes, because it doesn't affect me because I read exactly. So what is your current ROI based upon that? Have you noticed more people are purchasing still or no? This just in, y'all. Please, please, please. Okay, I understand. I understand, John. I mean, you're very transparent, so I'm not mad at you. Understand. But this just in. Harvard had a shelter in place because of a report of a bicycle shooting at a person off campus. Okay, so they just lifted the shelter in place. Harvard just lifted the shelter in place off. Come on, man. You can't even get an education now. People at Harvard busting shots. Cranbridge police are currently on the scene of shots fired incidents that took place in Sherman Street in the vicinity of the park. Ballistic evidence has been recovered. There is no known victims or ongoing public safety risk at this time. So there were some shots fired, and there are some things that they had a shelter in place with Harvard students. Y'all, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and my thoughts and prayers are with everyone pretty much now. My thoughts and prayers with everyone now uh, as it relates to that, okay? So if anyone's dealing with or anyone's in that actual area, my thoughts and prayers are with y'all, even though nothing happened as it relates to on the actual campus, but still. When you are on campus trying to get your education, trying to have higher education, and you have to deal with little silly stuff like that, that makes no sense. But this just in over 1,400, 140,000 bottles of a cholesterol drug is recalled. There are atrovastin calcium tablets in general form of Lipitor. They have been recalled. So if you're in that position and you have those things, please be careful. It has been recalled. Go talk to your doctor. This is not medical advice, but talk to your doctor to see if that is effective to you, if you have some things going on. Okay. So you have to understand. So you said that, and I had to talk about what was going on for a second, John. So you have to understand. You're saying you're up your actual increase. You say you're not going to disclose your ROI, and that's okay. That's okay. Quite frankly, I understand if you don't feel comfortable with doing that. But as it relates to anything, understand when there's a pullback, it affects everything. Yes, as the market increase, that you have the vending machines, but understand as people's pockets get lower and lower, they're going to stop spending much more money. So you can continue to increase your prices until it hits a ceiling of where people don't spend, and you experience a negative adverse effect in your vending services. Unfortunately, understand as people's price increase, what people start doing is saying, well, I'll get that candy bar from the grocery store or Amazon, or I'll get that soda. I'll get a pack of sodas, and I'll just stop going to those particular places. Okay, so understand you can only increase your prices for so long before it gets a trickle effect. Okay, y'all, I'm going to ask you a question, and I need your answer. Okay, number one, you may not have money for car repairs, but everyone has money for Snickers. I mean, you know, people do like Snickers, brother. People do like Snickers, brother John. They do like Snickers. I ain't mad at you, but understand, um, this is my opinion. Understand that there's always people who say, "I'm good. I'm good. I'm tired of things increases. I'm good." But you are right. Buying the Snickers at a college, a school, a classroom, wherever you have your location, a plant, factory, wherever. Yeah, people are gonna just buy things because they are there in front of it. It's called impulse buying, and especially depending on what type of vending machines you have, front facing, product facing, like the whole little store type vibe. Depending on what you have, it does increase the actual attention of the user based upon that. So I know a little something on vending. Okay, vending machines are not based on economic decision; they're based on taking advantage of human behavior. And yeah, and I was just literally saying, based upon the machine you have, human behavior is simply impulse buying in certain aspects. That's why they have the healthy foods on the outside and the unhealthy foods on the inside, because on the outside of the grocery store, things you need, bread, milk, eggs. Bread is generally in the back of the store. Got fruits and vegetables in the front, but all the unhealthy stuff is in in the middle of the grocery aisle. So I do totally understand what you're saying. Even that's why they have it front facing and actual When you go to the checkout line, they have all these unhealthy options or all these snacks and things of that nature because you're right. Vending machines with red and yellow colors are higher profit margin than the ones that are muted colors. Yeah. And also, as it relates to vending, do you have the machines that are like a store type front where you go up to it? It's like a clear glass. You go up to it, scan your card, get what you need. It's like a refrigerated type environment. Those vending machines tend to do well as well. I have a guy that I know who actually in the vending services. So, hey, I'm not mad at you. Vending machines do well, but when people pull back, everything is affected. But as it relates to what's going on now, we have to ask ourselves these questions as it relates to the market. I believe the market is going to pull back majorly. I was right the last time as it relates to the crypto market. I was 100% right. It pulled back. There was uh, a crazy event. So unfortunately, I was right about the pullback, and you're going to see in probably less than 6 months, John, I'm going to be right again. Unfortunately, I hope I'm not, but unfortunately, you're going to see I'm right. Less than 6 months. Hold me to it, John. Hold me to it, John. Not financial investment advice. And speaking of that, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, upper right hand corner. Click that button, hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing to subscribe to the channel. Uh, So GM lays off more than 200 salary workers. 200 salary workers in the latest round of job cuts. GM lays off more than 200 salary workers in the latest round of job cuts. Wow. Their cuts is computer aided designs, CAD engineers who worked at the company's global tech campus. So again, there's a lot of people who are going to be laid off due to that. Layoffs will continue come days after the Detroit automaker released a 2025 financial guidance. And I believe in the manufacturing space, that is another indicator. If you learned earlier, I talked about with Robert's financial indicators, not financial investment advice, but you go to Dollar Store, Dollar General, those type of stores like that. Understand Family Dollar. You understand as prices increase and fluctuate, you'll understand things like that. Another indicator is in the manufacturing space. If there starts to be layoffs in the manufacturing space, another indicator, John, was when Walmart announced that they were going to cut actual hiring, do a hiring freeze for 3 years. Walmart, a lot of people go to Walmart and they announce a hiring freeze for 3 years. That should be an indication of what's going on in the market. What's going on in the market? So Okay. Disney warns ESPN and other networks may go out on YouTube TV at the end of the month. So it looks like Disney is beginning to pull back their suite of products. As it relates to that, Disney began running a message to YouTube TV subscribers warning that the potential blackout risk. YouTube TV wants more favorable terms as it relates to Disney. Disney saying, "Hey, we gonna go out." YouTube TV has more than 10 million subscribers. I believe YouTube TV said it would offer subscribers $20 credit for their Disney networks are unavailable for a period of time. So pretty much what's going to happen on October the 30th, the deal ends at October 30th, 11:59 p.m. So if you are someone who are in a position who have Disney, the ESPN on their Disney Plus, they're just going through a litigation, actually not litigation, going through a type of uh, in talks, in talks. Okay. I talked about earlier, Target cut 1,800 corporate jobs in their first major layoffs in a decade. 1,800 corporate jobs in the first major layoff in a decade. Okay. It's a lot going on. Apple begins shipping American-made AI servers from Texas. Apple has started shipping advanced servers for AI indication as it relates to anything in Texas. And speaking of Texas, if you're in Texas, there was a recall on Coca-Cola products such as Coke, Coke Zero, and Sprite in the canned drinks. If you are in Texas, please please check your recalls on that. So Apple begins that situation. Okay, so that's a good thing. The AI servers being made out of Houston, Texas. Congratulations, Houston. I'm ready, prepared for the. Okay, cool. I hear you, John. You said no matter what, you ready. I ain't mad at you, brother. You ready no matter what. That's good. That's good. You say you're ready no matter what. I'm not mad at you. Be ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Okay. So, one thing I need y'all to do, you haven't gone ahead and hit that like button, hit the like button. Okay? Hit the like button. Oh, wow. So, y'all, listen. Taco Bell tries to persuade young people to uh, with their live Moss Cafe flashy beverages. So Taco Bell is rolling about live Moss Cafe beverages inside the restaurants with especially beverages from frozen coffees to lemonades and energy drinks. So Taco Bell is losing market share based upon that. They're trying to get more people. Mexican-inspired chain is aiming to generate 5 billion drink business by 2030. So they're saying they want to increase their revenue in their companies. That's why they are trying to do that. Now, personally speaking, I don't eat Taco Bell anymore. You know, this is not financial investment advice. Taco Bell, Taco Bell, McDonald's, things like that, I don't necessarily eat anymore. However, understand when there is a squeeze, you have a lot of people who are going to continue to they're going to continue to be in a position where they are going to let's see, they're going to continue to be in a position where they're going to buy low end foods. Unfortunately, okay, they're going to buy low end foods because it's cheaper. Okay, so you're probably wondering, is Taco Bell a publicly traded brand? Taco Bell a publicly traded brand? So Yum Brands, YUM. Y is in Yankee Unicorn Mike. YUM. Yum Brands. Taco Bell is under their brand. So Yum Brands companies. So I'm going to list all the Yum Brands companies as it relates to anything. Okay. Someone told me they went to a particular place and they had a different cup. I said, oh, they're owned by that company. You need another screen, my man. You lacking. I need another screen. I'm lacking. What screen? I need another screen. I'm lacking. What do you mean? I need another screen back here? Brother, I got screens here. I got screens all right there. This is 007X1. What type of screen? Uh, you a trip. You a trip. But I do got bigger screens this way. I just chose not to put it behind me. I want to look at it. So if you see me looking up, I'm looking at my other screens, things like that. So what's under Young Brands? Not financial investment advice, but they have Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, PepsiCo, diversified products in their particular brands in there. So they got KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and the Habit Burger Grill. The brands have grown over 61,000 restaurants and 155 plus countries and territories. So if you're looking to, oh no, I appreciate you, Killer. I appreciate you. And for the YouTube algorithm, that person's name is Killer 007X1. I'm not saying that as a derogatory term. That's their name, okay? You got to understand the subsidiaries: KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Habitat Burger, and Grill, Wing Street, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Inc. So, if you're interested and you think this is going to salute you, if you're interested in Taco Bell, particularly trying to increase their market share with these specialty drinks, then that may be the stock for you. Like I said, not financial investment advice. I personally don't eat there. They made me mad in 2020. I haven't been back since. Yeah. So here's another thing: how you would Understand the title was "The Market is Going Down, Stock Market Crash." Understand another indicator. Look, car prices have hit an average of $500,000. Excuse me, $50,000 a car. That's the average car price right now. The average car price is $50,000 a car. So I'm going to ask you this question. Can you afford a $50,000 car? Can you afford a $50,000 car? Most people are not going to afford a $50,000 car. Understand, because of the $50,000 car, because of EVs, you might get about $7,500 off, but it rose so that credit is no longer on EV cars. Understand the average rate on a $50,000 vehicle financed at 60 months. It gives you with a 7% rate, 20% down, about $800 or $900 a month. Y'all, most people are paying more than that. Most people are paying $900 a month, $1,000, $1,200 a month, $900 just a month on a car note. That's how you understand that the consumer market is going down as it relates to that, because most people are not going to be able to afford a $900 car payment if they're losing their jobs, if they're losing prices continue to go up. Not going to be able to afford a $900 car payment. That's ridiculous. And unfortunately, let me explain this to you. If you have a $900 car payment, understand that you are in a position, just depends on how much you're making. You may be in a position where you are not able to get resources, okay, as it relates to investing more in your future. My opinion is, not financial investment advice, my opinion is if you're going to get a car, just go ahead and cash out on it. Get a car, cash out on it. Cash out on it. Cash out on it. Get a car, cash out on it. Be done with it, y'all. Cash out on it. If you can't cash out on it, don't get it. That's just my opinion. If you can't cash out, get a lower car. Go ahead and pay for it over time. Just try to definitely pay for it in less than a year. If you can't pay for it in less than a year, then you don't need it, in my opinion. Stop trying to be flashy. Guess what? Cars cost. Guess what? I'm not flexing. Cars cost. The maintenance costs. Gas costs. When you go get it, oil change. All this stuff costs. $3,000 or $4,000 maintenance. Y'all, things cost. Okay? Understand, if you cannot afford to pay for that car in a year, my opinion, not financial investment advice, don't buy it. My opinion is get something that you can just bump around in. Pay it off quickly and then save your money up for something that you really want. Get a car that's cheap. Something that's going to get you back and forth to work and things like that. Get it cheap, you know what I'm saying? Something you can pay for and cash out on if you're able to do so, okay? Pay, or if you can't, less than a year in payments. Pay for it. Then get something you want later after you decide. After. Get something that you want later after the fact. Okay, after you pay for it. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but a $50,000 car payment with most things that are going on is crazy, and a lot of people are going to, unfortunately, wish that they are, um, yeah, they're gonna wish. Okay, so this just in. Six Flags Entertainment Company, ticker symbol FUN, fun. There are amusement park. They got 27 amusement parks, 15 water park, 9 resort properties, 17 states in the United States. What's going on is Travis Kelce has partnered with the business to try to revive. While Jada's partnership with Travis Kelce could balance and revive Six Flags business. So yeah, Travis Kelce, because of the name, could revive the business. Jada Partners, I'm gonna be honest. Mm, oh, maybe long term, but I don't think short term. Hey, Wellness, how you doing? Wellness for Frugal Mama. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Y'all, if you don't know Wellness for Frugal Mama, get to know Wellness for Frugal Mama. Great content creator. Also, the Jay Jordan, great content creators. Get to know them. Go ahead and link up with them. They talk about fitness, exercise, and everything like that. Y'all lock in with them. Great content creators. So as it relates to anything, Jada Partners is the fifth active investor in the stock. It includes some other people. They're trying to increase the actual. Oh no, you're quite welcome. They're trying to include Travis Kelce, thinking because he is dating a Taylor Swift that is going to increase the actual revenue. Six Flags is sitting at $25.76. Ticker symbol FUN. Long term, I'll wait till the market pulls back before I even look at this. I'm just going to be honest with you, because right now people it's cold. Nobody, who's going to amusement parks in the cold? Even right now in Florida, what's our temperature? Hold on one second. Give me a second. I'm looking at something. What is the temperature outside right now? Temperature 82 degrees. So if you're in a hot climate, it's okay. But if you're in a cold climate, New York, Colorado, Green Bay, you know what I'm saying? You're in a cold climate, you ain't going to an amusement park. So that's more of a summertime thing. Spring, summer, fall, wintertime, the market drops off. In my opinion, as it relates to the FUN ticker symbol, that's Six Flags. I would wait till a pullback because it will pull back. I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to come against you guys, Six Flags, but long term, it may be a good investment. Put it on your list. Put it on your list. $25.26. Like I said, it's low cost stock, but I'm not gonna bite on it. I don't think it will be a great move right now. I don't think it'll be a great move right now. I don't. I just don't. Uh, so Core Scientific gets an upgrade. So Core Scientific, what we got going on with Core Scientific? Give me a second. Oh, no wonder. Core Scientific is an upgrade from Roth as Core Weave deal becomes less likely. Okay. So they weren't a likelihood of that particular deal. They are not necessarily liking that deal. So that Core Scientific, they're saying it's a better buy now that they are not going to merge. Okay. So these stocks are going to report next week. And they usually beat the Wall Street estimates. Okay, they got some earnings coming up next week, so look into these S&P reporting companies that are necessarily they could particularly beat earnings. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. With all this going on, there's going to be a pullback. I said before, we are metaphorical. We are metaphorical firefighters. We're not firefighters, metaphorically, okay? Shout out, salute to all the firefighters. Appreciate you and your services, okay? But we are metaphorical firefighters, okay? What does that mean? When everybody runs away, we're running towards, okay? Everybody's running away from burning buildings. Firemen and women are going inside of them to put it out. What do I mean? When there's major pullbacks, we have to make sure that we put ourselves in a position. Speaking of pullbacks, when there was a pullback with CrowdStrike, I told my members and subscribers, I said, hey, look, CrowdStrike has pulled back. This is a stock that, as it relates to there being, market sensitivity and cybersecurity long term. In my opinion, it's a great deal, not financial investment advice. I'm up over 90% just in the CrowdStrike play because I took action. Understand, when the market makes a move, you make a move. There's a thing that Jordan would say, you reach, I teach. Meaning, you're reaching to try to defend the ball. He's going to teach you by shooting it over you. It's basketball terms. So understand, the market pulls back. That's when you get good deals. When you go to the grocery store, wellness is great with coupons, stuff like that. I need to, do better with that. I just go and buy stuff. I'll be like, oh, okay. But as it relates to anything, there's a lot going on as it relates to that market sentiment. Understand, as the market pulls back, you have to ask yourself this question: am I putting myself in a position of power? Am I putting myself in a position of power, or am I just playing the game? What do I mean by playing the game? Going back and forth. Y'all, you have to understand, as it relates to the average person, my opinion is, hear me clearly, my opinion is, okay, that everyone should know about stocks and crypto. Why? Because it includes yourself. It includes yourself. Well, I got a financial advisor to do this. I'm not a financial or investment advisor or give you financial investment advice. But if you don't know about what's going on, how are you going to win in your portfolio? If you don't know what's going on, how are you going to win in your portfolio? Y'all, as things pull back, the moves that you make is to be successful in those moves. Sorry, y'all. As things pull back, you make moves to be successful. Case in point, everybody 2 years ago was talking about how bad of a stock Robinhood was. Oh, I don't like Robinhood. Robinhood did people dirty. Robinhood, Robinhood, Robinhood. Y'all, I got in it under $8 a share. I'm up. Let's see. Hold on. Not financial investment advice. I'm just going to disclose this right now. I just disclose it to my members, subscribers. They know, but I don't normally disclose stuff like this. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. Over 800%. It was 1,400%, but the market pulled back when it was 148, $158 a share. It was over 1,200%. Now, one portfolio, it's right here. I can't look at it right now. One portfolio, I'm up still over 1,000%. Okay. Right now, another thing, y'all, understand. Everybody's talking about the stock ticker symbol Rocket Labs, RKLB. Y'all, I got in. It says my average cost is 4.48 cents on Rocket Labs. I'm up over 1,344.55% on Rocket Labs. Understand, I'm not telling y'all stuff that I don't know. I'm not telling y'all stuff that I don't practice. I'm not telling y'all stuff that I don't necessarily do. I'm telling you stuff that I do that works for me long term. Okay. I'm a long term investor. I can't give you financial investment advice. I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. However, I can give you some knowledge on what to do in your portfolio long term. So going back to the CrowdStrike, $91.89, excuse me, 91.89%. I'm sorry, y'all. CrowdStrike is $525.26. I told my members over a year ago about CrowdStrike, probably 2 years ago. It's up over 73% since I told my members subscribers. I'm up over 90% on that play. I'm up over 90%. How is that? Is because I understood that cybersecurity would be a major factor of where we are right now. Okay. Understand too, energy stocks. Energy stocks. Y'all, I don't know where you are in the world. There's some people in Florida. There's people here in Florida with me. There's people who are all over the world. Okay. I don't know where you are, where you're from. Just as long as you love me. I don't know. But one thing I can say is this: no matter where you are, energy cost is going to continue to rise. It's going to continue to rise. Why is it going to continue to rise? Because you have the rise of AI. There's a lot of infrastructures and things like that that are demanding a lot of power on the grid. Another thing you got to understand, there's been cold snaps everywhere. A little pullback, a little chilly than normal. It's going to be a cold winter this year. Okay. Understand, uh, propane is going to be up. Natural gas is going to be up. Energy is going to be up. My opinion, in a down market, it's going to be, in my opinion, a great thing long term. Okay. Now, Rivian is going to pay $250 million in fees, $250 million in a settlement. For over the R1 hike. Okay, so the Rivian 1 hike. So they are not agreeing to wrongdoing, but in 2022, they had someone filed a class action lawsuit. Shareholders filed after the company suddenly hiked the prices on its R1 pickup truck in 2022. Understand that caused a pullback in the actual thing. So there's $250 million in damages that they have to pay, but they're saying they're not going to admit any wrongdoing. So they're pretty much paid and say, hey, here you go, be quiet. So do I have Rivian stock? Yes, I have Rivian stock, and I'm sure they done sent me a letter saying, hey, if you're in part of Rivian, we have a class action lawsuit. They always send those things out when they have lawsuits. Let's see. I'm looking at my portfolio now. I know I have Rivian stock. Give me a second. Yep, Rivian. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I understand. If I see that, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. So, uh, Booz Allen cuts jobs. Ooh, Booz Allen. Booz Allen cuts jobs after their stalls, their funding stalls. Mm, mm. They cut the workforce as the prolonged several shutdown is actually helping them. Hurting them. The re-acceleration of our business will take longer than expected. The chief said on Friday, "I am disappointed in the results of this quarter, and I'll be lowering guidance across the key matrix," which is terms of we are going to go lower. We recently traded 7.8% lower due to at $92.86 after they produced lower profits. Okay. Booz Allen. Okay. So they're talking about lower price because of this shutdown. It's hurting them. But the reason I say is boohoo, not because of the shutdown. If anybody's affected by this, my thoughts and prayers are with you. I'm saying that because they're saying a canned statement, look like a Chat GPT statement that the CEO wrote. Don't seem like it's from the heart, but that's just my opinion, not financial investment advice. So AMD, AMD top stock moves right now. I talked about Ford Motor Company being in the move. Ford Motor Company moved based upon a increase in sales. I like Ford because it's an American-made company. I do not like the debt Ford has. My opinion. I'll wait till it pulls back to buy some shares at a better price. Remember, I'm looking at buying deals. I'm not looking at buying on the hype. I never buy on the hype. They have something called buying the hype, selling the news. Now, subscribers and members, you did not hear me talk about Beyond. I eat Beyond Meat because I don't eat meat. Okay. Now it is high in sodium. If you are someone who eats Beyond sausage and things like that, if you're someone who does that, understand it's high in sodium. Be careful. Don't eat it all the time. I like it. I have it in my freezer right now. I eat Beyond products, so that's why I bought Beyond stock when it was under 61 cents a share. I rolled it up to over $7 a share, then it pulled back. That's why members and subscribers, I did not tell you about it because I knew it was going to be a quick pop, and I did not want you to be caught in the chokehold of the stock being volatile. That stock is down. I already knew that was going to happen. I still have some shares on it, but at the same token, I already knew what was going to go up. I'm still up on those shares. The ones I got out of over 300%. The ones I still have, I'm still up over 40+% on some of those shares. AMD, they're battling between Nvidia. They're battling between Intel. So understand they're going to be on the rise as it relates to that with chips and things of that nature. So you have to take a look at that when the market pulls back. IBM and AMD, because of their chips, y'all, they're going to bounce back. I would dollar cost average into AMD and IBM dollar cost average. Okay. Now, Coinbase shares advance after upgrade from JP Morgan Chase, pretty much talking about their growth in the crypto exchange. Subscribers and members, if you looked you'll see that I talked about Coinbase, talked about Robinhood over a year ago, Coinbase. I talked about all these crypto.com, all these things that would increase in value based upon the actual thing. If you look, you'll see that I posted something about Robinhood saying that when Robinhood added BitMe, that it was going to increase their value long term. I said, not financial investment advice. And as you see, it increased the value long term. It went on a parabolic run. I knew it. As it relates to the Coinbase is in my portfolio as well. Coinbase, y'all got to understand, there's some market people that are going to tell you about, let's see, I'm up. Let me see. Trying to see how much I'm up on my Coinbase. Because some gurus are going to tell you about, yeah, you do this, do this, do this. But they're late to the party, y'all. You don't want to be late to the ball. You want to be early to the party. What do I mean by that? Well, I like to get in late. What do I mean by being early to the party? What do I mean by that? As it relates to, imagine, okay, for 1 second for me, that the largest airplane in the U.S. That has luxury seats, $100,000 luxury seats. Imagine for just a second that they tell you, hey, wellness, hey, Mike, hey, 007, hey, the J. Jordan, hey, we're going to John, we're going to give the seats based on first come, first serve. So imagine you are able to get a great seat, first come, first serve basis. Most people are going to pick the $100,000 seat because they want a great experience. They want the ambiance it comes with. They want the things, the song, the dance, the things that it comes with. Most people are going to pick that, okay? Because they're like, yo, I just kind of, I want that to happen. I want that to happen. So what I mean when I say, when you hear me say things like be early to the party, that's what I mean. You got to get in early to get a good seat. So I'm up over 200% on my Coinbase. I'm up over 800% on one portfolio and 1,000% on one portfolio and Robinhood in my portfolio. Why is that? That's because I was early to the ball. And as a long-term trader, and as the late Charlie Munger said, the value is not in the buy or the sell. The value is found in the wait. Warren Buffett says when there's blood in the streets, that's when you buy. I say, you learn Robert say, we are metaphorical firefighters and fire women. And when the market goes down, we run in to get good value. All pretty much means the same thing. We are looking for value added. Understand, up over 200% on the Coinbase, 286% to be exact. Why is that? Because I understand I'm a long-term investor. I have time to wait. Even when the market pulls back, which it will, I am going to still buy and dollar cost average into good plays. Now, a lot of you all are waiting on a perfect condition, and my Bible says he who waits on perfect conditions will never do anything. So understand we cannot wait on the perfect condition. It's good to get a foothold in some of these stocks because, in some of these cryptos, because like I said before, when that black swan event happens, once again, I told y'all about it before. I said it was going to happen. When it happens once again, guess what? Some people are not going to be able to buy anything. There's going to be errors. They're not going to be able to log in and things like that. So it's good if you put yourself in a position to win long term. Okay? So how do I put myself in a position to win long term, you learn? How do I do that? Well, you start to put yourself in a position to win as it relates to buying and dollar cost averaging. That's right, wellness. Buying and dollar cost averaging into plays that are going to help you long term. I talked about gold and silver over 2 years ago. I mentioned with my subscribers and members over 2 years ago about gold and silver. And what do you know? Gold and silver is up, record breaking profits. I unfortunately am right about that. I don't like to be right about certain things like that because I understand when gold and silver is up, hyperinflation and things like that are associated. Recession is associated with those things. I saw the indication and trend over 4 years ago when others were in office. It is not about who in office now, who doing what. That's not about that. Understand, I'm looking at the charts. I don't care nothing about none of the other stuff. I'm looking at the charts, and the charts told me this is where we were going over 2 years ago. I saw the trends. So understand we are here now, but what can we do to put ourselves in a position? Okay. Obviously, if you don't have food in your house, the common sense factor is to make sure you have shelf life storage, food and water in your home. That's just common sense 101. If you don't have your rice and beans and just even if you got get oodles and noodles, get the even oodles and noodles ain't good for you, but get the things that's going to sustain you long term if you need it. Okay, understand that there's a lot going on in the market. There's a lot of people who are just in a position of just not doing well because of the shutdown. A lot of people are not doing well because of this shutdown. So we got to ask ourselves the question, what are we going to do to put ourselves in a position to win? Now, BitMe is up. BIT, excuse me, Bit F, Bit Farms. I'm up on that. It's up right now. Um, it's up. It is up. $4.49. It is up. I'm up a lot. I'm just gonna say it like that. I'm up a lot on that particular stock. I think it's over 200%. I can't look because I'm talking on this device right now. Over 200%. I looked earlier. I think it's over 200% that I'm up on that particular play. Why is it? Because you don't dig the garden in the wintertime and plant in the winter. You dig the garden in the fall or the spring. You dig the garden up. You till the land. You get everything, the soil ready for when it's going to grow. Understand, okay? I'm going to give you some plays, okay? I'm going to give you some plays. So understand this. I'm up on my, what is that? Carnival Cruise Line, my Royal Caribbean Cruise, my Norwegian Cruise Line. I'm up on all those stocks because I bought in 2020 when everybody was carrying on. I bought it when everybody was wearing. I was looking for my mask. So I had it hung up over here. When everybody was wearing the mask, I bought. Oh, it's white over here. I don't feel like getting up. I bought when everybody was wearing the mask. Okay, I bought it when everybody was down. So I'm going to give you some plays to understand that not financial investment advice that I would particularly dollar cost average into over a long period of time. What is a long period of time? 5 years plus. I consider that long term. Okay. 5 years plus. This is a 5 year play. You learn Robert's 5 year play. Okay. I told y'all about CrowdStrike over 2 years ago. Okay. It's up now. So if you have not got it, it's okay. If you got CrowdStrike and you did not listen over 2 years ago, uh, it's okay. It's cybersecurity. Uh, as it pulls back a little, buy a little. Dollar cost average into those plays. Dollar cost average into things like that. As it relates to Robinhood, Robinhood is up. It's pulled back. It broke all time highs. I think it's going to do another pullback. When the pullback happens, it may pull back to 60 to $80 roughly in that range potentially. Okay, 60 to 80% in that range. Okay, I have it in my portfolio. So even if you have not bought it, just because you have to understand they're not going to let people buy those things. Understand this. I'm going to give y'all a major banger, and I hope my subscribers and members don't get mad. I'm going to give y'all a major banger, and I'm going to tell you this. Okay. Okay. Subscribers and members, if you're here too, please listen. While the current administration is in office, all the related plays as it relates to EV are particularly down. Okay. Now, Tesla is going to be up long term because Elon is one of the wealthiest men in the United States on paper. That's a whole nother subject for a later date. Okay. I ain't going to go into the intricacies of that conversation. Okay. On paper. There's other people wealthier, but we ain't gonna go there on paper. Understand Tesla, in my opinion, is a good long-term play, even if it pulls back 20, 30, 50%. It's a good long-term play. Why is that? Because y'all, they're making Optimus robots. Understand, Optimus robots, it's a hedge against your own self. What do I mean by that? If you're currently working right now, it's a possibility that Toyota's robot, Mercedes robot, Optimus's robot is going to take over most people's job. I'm just going to be honest with you. I said it before in a live about 2 years ago. People wasn't feeling it, but now they're hearing it. So Toyota, as it relates to Toyota, as it relates to Tesla, as it relates to Mercedes, they all have robots, elder care robots, robots in manufacturing, robots that they do day to day groceries and things like that. If you even looked at Chick-fil-A, y'all, Chick-fil-A has a daggone car that will come to your house. It look like a little mini-sized kids punch buggy that has AI tracking, and they're tracking it now. Y'all, Chick-fil-A, it hurt me, y'all. Even though I don't eat nothing but mac and cheese from them now because I don't eat meat. But it's just like, man, y'all. There's other companies. Pizza Hut is tracking a particular thing that is going to be AI powered there. You got to understand, Amazon is cutting jobs, y'all. Amazon is cutting jobs, and those jobs are not going to come back. I literally said this over 2 years ago. Amazon, there was a leak that said that manufacturing jobs are going to go back. Matter of fact, for my subscribers and members, I'm going to say this. I posted in the group about Walmart, and I said Walmart is cutting these corporate jobs. Why didn't they transfer them to other areas? I said if Walmart is doing this, then that shows an indication that there's going to be a pullback. They all these stores Walmart have, and they're not putting them in other locations. I said that, members and subscribers. I literally said it. It's in the group. Look at it. And then when Walmart announced a 3-year hiring freeze, guess what, y'all? Ha ha ha! I was right again. Unfortunately, y'all, listen. I do not like being right about hyperinflation. I do not like being right about people losing their jobs. I do not like being right about AI and things of that nature. I don't like being right about that stuff, y'all. I don't. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. When I y'all have to understand, y'all. I'm for helping better people. My love is to help better people. Okay, y'all? My love is to help better people. That's what my love is, to help better people. I'm here. So if you're here and you're new, my name is UlearnwithRobert. I talk about stocks, crypto, and things that will help you long term in the market. This is not financial investment advice, but if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. And also, if you haven't shared this out to someone who can help, go ahead and share it out to somebody this can particularly help. So I don't like being right about certain things because it's going to hurt people. But going back to what I was saying earlier, okay? Uh, because EV plays are low, EV plays, when the market pulls back again, it's going to go lower. However, I'm still adding EV to dollar cost average into some of the plays I didn't sell. I just kept it. I kept certain plays. What plays are there? Well, members and subscribers, I tell you in the group, okay? I'll put it in there, okay? But I just gave y'all the heads up, okay? So after this live, I'll write some things down, okay? But also, options. I told y'all about options as it relates to that. I literally said it. Let me look in the group. Let me see if I can look in the group real quick to see when I said about options. I said I was going to put in some options, put options in as it relates to options because I believe the market is going to pull back. And I talked about certain indicators. And on this phone, it's not letting me pull it up right now. Okay, cool. I talk about certain indicators as it relates to the market. Okay. So, y'all, I've been on live for almost 2 hours. I've been on live for almost 2 hours. This is UlearnWithRobert. No, this is not financial investment advice. Y'all, if you have not already hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, drop down to subscribe and get us to subscribe. I had to pick on myself. I said, subscribe. I'm silly, y'all. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing to subscribe, okay? On YouTube. My members, subscribers on other platforms know what's going on as it relates to anything. Y'all, there's some things that are going to happen. I just want y'all to be abreast of what's going to happen. I want y'all to understand what's going to happen long term. And once again, this is UlearnWithRobert. Y'all, I'll see you on the next level of greatness, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Love you all. Bye-bye now.